Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English learning podcast. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most important questions in language learning. What is the foundation of learning English? Many people start learning English with excitement and motivation. They buy books, download apps, watch videos, and memorize vocabulary. However, after some time, many learners become confused. They wonder why their progress is slower than expected. The reason is often simple. Many learners focus on advanced topics before building a strong foundation. Just like a house needs a strong foundation before it can have walls and a roof, English learning also requires a solid foundation. Without it, progress becomes difficult and frustrating. So, what is the foundation of learning English? Let's find out. The first foundation is consistency. Many people think success comes from studying for long hours. In reality, success often comes from regular practice. Studying English for 20 minutes every day is usually more effective than studying for 5 hours once a week. Language learning is not about occasional effort. It is about daily exposure. When you interact with English regularly, your brain becomes familiar with the language. Words, phrases, and sentence patterns become easier to remember. Consistency is the foundation that supports every other skill. The second foundation is listening. Before children learn to speak their native language, they spend years listening. Language learning follows the same principle. If you want to speak English well, you must first hear English regularly. Listening trains your ears to recognize sounds, pronunciation, rhythm, and common expressions. Many learners focus heavily on grammar and vocabulary while ignoring listening practice. As a result, they struggle to understand real conversations. The more you listen, the more natural English becomes. Podcasts, audiobooks, interviews, and videos are excellent tools for building this foundation. The third foundation is vocabulary. Words are the building blocks of communication. Without vocabulary, expressing ideas becomes impossible. However, successful learners do not simply memorize long word lists. They learn vocabulary in context. For example, instead of learning only the word decision, they learn phrases such as make a decision. Instead of learning only the word experience, they learn phrases such as gain experience. Learning vocabulary through context helps learners remember words more easily and use them correctly. The fourth foundation is understanding rather than memorization. Many learners try to memorize everything. They memorize grammar rules. They memorize vocabulary lists. They memorize sentences. While memorization can be useful, understanding is far more important. When you understand how English works, you can create your own sentences instead of repeating memorized phrases. Real language ability comes from understanding patterns and applying them naturally. The fifth foundation is speaking. Many learners spend months or years studying without speaking. Then they wonder why they cannot communicate confidently. Speaking is not something that automatically develops. It must be practiced. You do not need perfect grammar before you start speaking. You do not need a perfect accent. You simply need to begin. Every conversation strengthens your speaking ability. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. The sixth foundation is patience. One of the biggest challenges in language learning is unrealistic expectations. Many people want quick results. They hope to become fluent in a few weeks or months. When this does not happen, they become discouraged. However, language learning is a long-term process. Fluency develops gradually. Every word you learn, every podcast you listen to, and every sentence you speak contributes to your progress. Patience allows learners to continue even when improvement feels slow. The seventh foundation is confidence. Many learners know more English than they realize. The problem is not always a lack of knowledge. Sometimes it is a lack of confidence. Fear of mistakes prevents many people from speaking. They worry about pronunciation. They worry about grammar. They worry about what others might think. Successful learners understand that mistakes are a natural part of learning. They focus on communication rather than perfection. As a result, they improve much faster. Another important foundation is creating an English environment. You do not need to live in an English-speaking country to do this. You can listen to English music, you can watch English videos, you can follow English content creators. You can change your phone language to English. You can think in English throughout the day. These simple habits increase your exposure to the language and help English become part of your daily life. Let's imagine two learners. The first learner studies grammar rules for hours, but rarely listens, speaks, or uses English. The second learner listens daily, learns useful phrases, practices speaking, reads regularly, and uses English throughout the day. Who will likely improve faster? Most likely the second learner. Why? Because language learning is not only about knowledge, it is about use. The more you use English, the stronger your skills become. This brings us to another important point. English should not be treated only as a school subject. It should be treated as a communication tool. The purpose of language is communication. The goal is not to know every grammar rule. The goal is to understand others and express your ideas clearly. Many successful learners focus on communication from the beginning. This practical approach often leads to faster progress and greater confidence. As we reach the end of today's episode, let's review the foundations of learning English. Consistency, listening, vocabulary, understanding, speaking, patience, confidence, and daily exposure to the language. These foundations may seem simple, but they are incredibly powerful. Every fluent English speaker has built their skills on these same principles. There are no magic shortcuts. There is no secret formula. There is only consistent effort and smart practice over time. If you focus on building these foundations, your English will improve steadily and naturally. Remember that every small step matters. Every minute you spend listening, every new phrase you learn, every sentence you speak, every page you read, these small actions add up and create remarkable progress over time. Thank you for listening to today's episode. We hope this discussion helps you understand the true foundation of learning English. Keep practicing, keep learning, stay patient, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. See you in the next episode and have a wonderful day.